hacking a web server. I'm not actually going to show you how to hack a web server, but I'm going to show you something fun anyways. So it's something you can do if you are trying to learn about computers and hacking, and this is somewhat how you get started with hacking a web server or whatever. So the first thing you need to do is to get a host name. Getting a host name is very easy. You just look around with your browser. So you can search in Google or somewhere else, and you can use, for instance, the line in the URL view index.html. If you do that line, you will get many webcams. So the link you're going to get is you're going to get a list with many web cameras. So you just click on one and view. Most of these don't really have any password protection, so you can just look around. Maybe you can find a camera which is interesting, but most likely it's just a camera watching a building or something. Then you can ping your server, or I'm gonna ping my server. So you're gonna ping your host, and then you can see if the host is actually up or if it's just a stored search in Google and that's why it was there. If you then try telnet to that host, now on this it says cannot connect to port 23, and you can put in on Google port 23 and you can see what it is, and then you can do another port, say we do 100, and then we also see we can't do port 100, but we can do port 80, and yes, you can see you get a lot from here. That is the source from my index file on the web page, which is hosted here. So then, if you then try to telnet to the correct port, most servers are running this service on port 22 or port 23. If you're doing telnet, you might also get a login, but then this is, as you can see here, the server is running a Debian server and OpenSSH, but I was trying to connect with telnet, and telnet is not SSH, and we have a protocol mismatch. So then we will have to try something else. You will have to try SSH connection. You can use PuTTY, which is an old school program. It's working very good. And you can also try to use something like Cygwin, which is what I'm using. That is something like a terminal window in Linux, and you can install many packages with programs. So you can install the SSH package, and then you can try SSH, and then you get the port number, then you do the host, and since I'm typing wrong, we are not getting through. But when I was typing correct here, you can see we are trying to connect with the local user at the host, and if you type any password, you're gonna get access denied, or like permission denied. So then we have to try something else. If we do SSH and the port number, then root at host name, we are trying to connect to the root user of the server. If you have been using Linux or have set up a server or have been using a shell before, you know what the root user is, but if you don't know, you can think of it as the administrator user on the computer. It's the main user. So the only thing left now to have full access to this server is to guess the root password. Since this is not actually how you crack a web server, I'm not going to show you how to get through here. But you can do brute forcing or something like that, and if you type in many passwords, you get permission denied mostly every time. But if you get the correct answer, you might get something like last login, and you get to log in. So that was my web server hacking video. So good luck and enjoy.